It's time again for another installment of the basics, and I have returned to the Star Trek CCG. And in the words of the almighty Q, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, don't provoke the Borg! And if you haven't figured it out, this episode is going to be about power combos for Borg decks. There are a lot of good cards that are Borg-centric that can mix with some classic cards to give you excellent 1-2 punches if you're playing as the Borg, and I have used a lot of these. So pay attention, okay? Even though most Borg decks are powerful beyond measure and almost undefeatable, you do need some good power card combos in the deck to make it even more effective. You have to be prepared for what your opponent may or may not be doing. So let me get started by showing you what you need. The first one is a personnel combo, and you bring these out providing you already have a red alert in play. 4 of 11, guard drone, while on your ship, shields are +2, cumulative. 13 of 19, tactical drone, while on your ship, weapons are +2, cumulative. You should have 5 to 6 copies of each drone in your deck. Imagine on a standard Borg cube that starts off with weapons 24 and shields of 24, and you bring 6 of each, especially while you have red alert in play or another card. Think about that. +10 to +12 of both shields and weapons. You already went from unstoppable, now you're just flat out being mean. 2 of 11 and activate subcommands. So obviously you'd use activate subcommands first. Downloads 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 red Borg drone. Discard event and draw no cards this turn. The green drone you want to bring out is your transport drone, 2 of 11. Where present, allows your transporters to beam through opponent's shields. That can be huge, especially in a ship-to-ship battle. You beam a handful of drones onto his ship, especially assimilation drones with the overlay. He can't stop you. Red Alert and Phased Cloaking Device. Now normally when you play Red Alert, what do most players do? They're not so big on the equipment cards. You're playing a lot more ship and personnel than anything else. Well, in this case with this combo, the Phased Cloaking Device can be used as an equipment card. While aboard your ship, that ship has a phasing cloak, range +4 while phased. Think about that. A Phased Cloaking Device on a Borg ship. You already went from unstoppable to being a dirty little bitch towards your opponent. Now you're really going to piss him off. And you might want to have a couple of these in your deck as well. Q-net and 9 of 17. Now you're probably looking at that going, what? First, obviously, you play the Q-net to confuse your opponent. He may or may not be able to get past it. And he's probably wondering why you're playing a Q-net as the Borg. Then you download your multiplexer drone, 9 of 17. While on your ship during battle, that ship may use total weapons against X different targets, where X equals the number of red Borg present. Think about it. If your opponent ends up being trapped by the Q-net at this point in the game, and he has a couple ships there and he can't get by, uh-oh, yeah. And finally, Red Alert again, but with Awaken. Now, obviously Red Alert plays first if you don't already have one. Now, this is in the situation that your opponent got rid of your previous Red Alert. And then when it turns to his turn, you play Awaken, and you download a blue or a green drone, or at the start of battle to decide to download to one of your ships at that location 1 red drone. 2 if opponent initiated the battle. That can be huge. You're getting extra personnel that do even more nasty shit, and he can't really do anything about it. And even if he does kill the Red Alert on his next full turn after that, you've still downloaded your extra personnel. There are a few other combinations with Borg cards that work, but these are by far the most effective. And to those people out there that I've known in the past who also play the Star Trek card game and say that power combos in a Borg deck don't make sense, do you ever wonder why you never beat my Borg deck? When you're playing as the Borg and you have a deck set up for destruction, do you really want to take your foot off the gas, so to speak? No. You want to completely trounce and destroy your opponent and get the round over with quickly. That's the whole point of the Borg. And if you really want to piss him off further, add a couple Raise the Stakes in your deck and have one of those come out near the end when he's getting his ass kicked. He will hate you forever. That's all for today. Everybody have a great day. And remember, resistance is futile.